Hey everybody, happy Sunday. Guess who I saw last night? Greetings. Happy Sunday, everybody. Happy Sunday, everybody. Who did I see last night? That guy right there. You can't see that, can you? Cheers. Cheers. And yes, last night I saw the final show in Toronto for the final tour of one of my favorite bands growing up in the 80s, late 80s, 90s. They were still around, I think. Mr. Big, Senior Grande. The band that got their name from a chocolate bar. No, I don't think so. No, Mr. Big is because Billy Sheehan and Paul Gilbert are just really tall guys. I met both of them at the Rainbow in LA back in the day. I can't remember what year it was, 92 maybe. In Los Angeles, and Paul Gilbert walked in the Rainbow and he went like this and put his arms up in the air and is touching the ceiling. That's how tall he is. Mr. Big. Saw them last night in Toronto at the Meridian Hall. Their final tour. It was actually kind of sad because, it was like the end of the era for these guys who are playing still at the top of their game. Like they still guitar solos, dead on, picking, clean, incredible stuff. And of course, Paul, the very different and interesting and very entertaining guitar player, played the theme from Rocky, which I tried to emulate here a little bit. But yeah, and he has that thing where he does the slide at the end, but his slide is, he has these magnets drilled into his guitar. This part where I got the tape here, and the slide just sits there, and he can just quickly just go like this and do that, and then go like that, and it comes right up. I can't do that because I don't have the magnets in my guitar. So I did a reasonable facsimile of his Rocky's theme last night. I should post the video of it. Pretty cool. It's pretty interesting to see that guy. He's an incredible guitar player, Paul Gilbert. My friend Gary, I've told this story before. Gary Precision from Manitoba, and he basically he went to GIT at the same time. Paul Gilbert was at GIT, Guitar Institute of Technology in Los Angeles, and a lot of times his story is, there used to be a crowd around the dorm room of Paul Gilbert, and they'd look in and you see this totally skinny guy, a young kid, just shredding incredibly fast, picking that no one else could do, basically. So he was a little bit higher. He's a little bit higher level than everybody else, as we. If you had never seen Mr. Big and you saw him last night in Toronto, you will know that. Not to be. Not to leave out his other Mr. Big guy, bassist extraordinaire Billy Sheehan, who again dazzled my eyes. First time I thing about Billy Sheehan is he's from Buffalo, New York, and if you grew up watching WK, whatever those channels were, WNED TV, was that Channel 29? Do you guys remember Channel 29? And then there was the three, Channel 2, WGR, which is NBC, I think. I can't remember all this stuff. ABC, Irv Weinstein, that kind of stuff. You used to watch these DeVry Institute of Technology in Buffalo had this commercial where this, bass player was shredding out, this blonde young bass player is shredding out, and he stops and he says, "Hey, do you want to know about this?" and blah, blah, blah. And he did this commercial for DeVry, and my friend Brad Smith, we just said, we got to go see this guy play. The band's called Talus, and we went down to Gasworks in Toronto, and lo and behold, here's the same guy who was on the DeVry commercial, just shredding on bass like a lead guitarist, and the guitar player in the band really wasn't even the showcase. It was this guy, and just incredible. And then he ended up being. He's played with UFO. He was in Max Webster for a short period of time, not live. I think he was just in rehearsals and didn't work out or whatever. He was, um, then he joined his big claim to fame, he exploded when he joined David Lee Roth's band on Eat 'Em and Smile. So all that crazy bass playing on Shy Boy. Shy Boy is actually his song. They played it last night for at the end of the night. Oh no, before encore. They played Shy Boy, which is a Talus song, which ended up on Eat 'Em and Smile, which now Mr. Big plays as part of their live set. And Billy Sheehan is there's nobody who touches Billy Sheehan on bass. Nobody in the rock realm of tapping and just complete melodic stuff. And he's an incredible player and great guy. I met him quite a few times. We talked about, he talked about his road stories with UFO and that kind of thing. It was kind of funny. But the only one Canadian date, so my Canadian friends, you're out of luck. But if anybody in the U.S. is watching and they're still tripping through the U.S. in the next few months, go see the final tour of Mr. Big. You will not be disappointed. I knew every song in the set list, but I'm a fan. I could spoil it for you. They opened with "Addicted to That Rush," which I called. Angela was beside me, and she said, "I'm gonna look up the set list." And I said, "Don't tell me, because I'm pretty sure "Addicted" is gonna be the first song." And sure, lo and behold, it was. And then a little tribute to Pat Torpey, "Take Cover." Great drum intro, Pat Torpey intro. Rest in peace. And then straight into "Lean Into It." In its entirety from front to back. And I thought they'd leave "To Be With You" till the very end of the show, but they did it right in line with the rest of the album, and incredible. And then a bunch of other stuff. "Colorado Bulldog," I was on pretty much standing on my chair for that one. And just exactly what a Mr. Big fan would have wanted for their final show, in their final tour. Great stuff. Billy Sheehan spoke up at the end saying, "Hey, you mentioned the Gasworks and Larry's Hideaway, Piccadilly Tube, and just mentioned that how he grew up playing the bars in Toronto because he was from Buffalo, and he mentioned Hilarious House of Frightenstein, which was funny, which was a show on CHCH TV out of Hamilton in the '70s, and he mentioned that when they were leaving. But it was kind of sad. One thing about the show. And I'm gonna say this. Well, there's a couple things that I critique and acknowledge. And the acknowledgement side of it is, wow, musicianship is incredible. But not only is musicianship great, showmanship. It was just a show, Billy Sheehan's playing his incredible bass solo, and he walks over to this side, and the spotlight doesn't follow him over, and he walks back and goes, "Hey, come on over here." Little things like that, or just it's just kind of cool to have showmanship. Paul Gilbert doing the theme for the entire theme from Rocky on just single guitar. I'll post the video. Anyhow, showmanship and musicianship was just it's something that kind of sadly died kind of in the 90s music, and then is slowly coming back, and hopefully a lot of younger musicians start to do the showmanship thing, because it's just an incredible thing. Another observation was David Bickler, who was an ex-singer from Survivor, opened the show, and all you musicians out there, if you have the opportunity to play live in front of people, take that advantage and put on a great show. It doesn't matter who you're playing for. It doesn't matter if there's one person in the crowd. That one person needs to be impressed, and you go out and put on a great show. Dave Bickler, incredible voice, played some Survivor songs. I'm not sure if he was the guy who sang "Eye of the Tiger." I don't think he was. But they did "Eye of the Tiger." Band looked like they were the bass drums and keyboardists looked like they were hired hands, because I saw music stands in front of them. The guitar player was obviously Dave's partner. I'm not sure if he was the Survivor guy or not, but no backing vocals on songs that needed backing vocals, and just like I said, if you got a captive audience, entertain them, and the songs were good. But Dave and his band fell a little short from that. Sadly, I don't like to critique musicians, but that was just a thing where we had rabid guitar fans waiting for Paul Gilbert and Billy Sheehan, and they didn't grab it and take it and go and put the show on that was going to blow our heads off next. Anyhow, like I said, you should go out and see the Mr. Big tour if you're in the States. I didn't think they were going to come here. We weren't going to buy tickets. I'm so glad my wife Angela bought tickets. She wasn't feeling great last night, which really sucked because my partner needs to be jumping up there and screaming to songs, but she was. Road to Ruin. We're up for Road to Ruin, and Just Take My Heart and all those songs. Yeah, it was great. But anyhow, I'm coming up to probably the busiest time of year for myself. We're coming up to our Avalon concert this coming Sunday, June 2nd at the Polish Hall in Brantford. We have so many performers that Kaylee and I, my daughter, are terrified that we're going to be running over in showtime. So we have a lot of work to do today to put our set lists together for that show. Kudos to all our teachers who have got our people prepared. If you are in Hamilton on Friday night, May 31st, Jacob is back at King George. Always a great time. Nice little place. Amazing food. In the end of Hess Village, right at the end of Hess Village. Easy to get in there. And come see Jacob on Friday night, Saturday night. The moment you've been waiting for. Yes, Bridge on Fire is playing the Rock Pile. Opening for Zeppology. There will be another Black Sabbath tribute opening not opening for us, but part of the third on the bill will be before us, called Dad Sabbath, I believe they're called. Good, looking forward to seeing them. We will be in top form, playing our best of our sets and getting out of there. And I'll have to get some sleep because I'm going to be up. It's probably 6:37 to load a truck and do my big show. Anyhow. Saturday, June 8th, I got a surprise for you guys, and I'm going to announce very soon a new project that's coming out of Toronto, my life, anyhow. You guys know who you are. Anyhow, have a great one. Have a great May. We're almost at the end of May. It is actually my birthday week next week. Yikes. Okay. You guys know. Some of you know how old I am. Lee, Anyhow, cheers, happy birthday to me. I'll be talking about that. I may have to pre-record a show for my birthday next week because that weekend is just so busy. I wouldn't be able to sit here nicely on Sunday morning and do this because I'll be on stage with my students. Anyhow, have a great one. Take it easy. Work hard. It pays off. Sort of. Anyways, bye-bye.